Hi, Juliette, or whoever is listening, because now this is just becoming a record of all of the emails and events that happened up until your mother took me to court on February 7th, or I got served a notice on February 7th to go to court. And her desire was to have a permanent order of protection, which means that I would never be able to see or talk to you again, and if I did, I would be locked up in jail. Now, if you have, I'm showing some pictures of the apartment Lori had for sale on the real estate website, and you can see how pissed off she was about that. That stuck in her craw a long time. I've read about 6 weeks worth of emails, and what did we see in those 6 weeks of emails? We didn't see any vicious knockdown fighting. There was a blow up by me because I was angry about her ruining my trip to Providence with Juliette, with you. And then she has the chutzpah to ask me to drive her to the airport. She claimed she didn't know about it, but it was just in the... I've been telling her about this for a long time because she knows that ever since I hooked up with my two friends from Providence, and she even came with me once before we even split up, that this is a tradition that is very important to me. And you've been up there yourself. And I, made sure I told her about it because, I don't get to do a lot of things with you anymore because I don't have any money, Mother and I both lost our jobs at ABC, and that really hurt the most. And if I do get angry and I do blow up, remember there's a lot of reasons, there could be something else going on in my life that made me extra angry at that point. We have to consider that when we talk to anyone we talk to, because we don't know what kind of weight or burden they're carrying that we don't know about. And everybody carries a weight and a burden. And most of the time, they're much worse than yours. But I did apologize, and I cooled down, and that was, for that period of time, that was in my nature. And I've since got that under control. So if I ever saw you again, you wouldn't have to worry about me blowing up at people. Not you, but just anybody. There's nothing to be gained by it. And spent a lot of time over these past years improving myself and trying to figure out what's the best for my life going forward. Not only so that I don't find myself in any kind of situations where my anger might work against me. And if my anger worked against me in this case, then I've only myself to blame. But it wasn't that bad. It was just, and if you read back the emails over the past 3 years, or even going back further, you'll see plenty of arguments, and even much worse arguments, and then we make up and whatever. But what you did see was you saw your mother asking me to help her sell stuff on eBay. You saw her asking me for rides to the airport, and driving her car. You didn't see any indications of continuous bad visits where I've upset you. she did say that, like, said there was something wrong with you or something like that, but when we get into the gender emails, you're gonna understand if I did say that, and I probably wouldn't have said it in that way, because I know I didn't say it in that way, because in January we were trying to approach you on why you should visit the psychiatrist. And I didn't know that you were seeing a psychologist all this time. That was news to me. Your mother kept everything from me. Everything you did at school, all your grades. I didn't even know you failed algebra. And I taught algebra. Your mother would not share anything with me. So she stuck to her guns. She was not going to let me be any more part of your life than what the court order allowed. And she flat out told me that during the divorce. And she pretty much kept her word on that. Doesn't mean that she was always nasty or always fighting. But there's no record of any bad visits, What there is a record of is her taking visits away from me. And that happened really all the time, okay? There also is the evidence that I recognize that I thought you had something called social anxiety disorder, and I wanted you to see and get evaluated by a professional to see if I'm right. And if I'm wrong, I would have said, okay, I'm not an expert. I was wrong about that. So, but it is something. There's something wrong, because obviously you know yourself when you can't get up and go to school in the morning. This is not good. All right. So, January 4th, the next time I saw you guys, that was 1 month and 1 day from your mother taking me to court and having me never see either of you again. What could possibly have happened in that short a time period? And the time period's going to get even shorter, too, because you're not going to see a huge amount of fighting until just the one fight we had, the one serious fight we had. And I mean fight, I don't mean physical, I mean just arguing over the telephone or in emails. And you have to wonder, what did I do to deserve to have my daughter taken away from me for over 2 years and possibly the rest of my life? Nothing here makes any sense. And at the end of December, when I took you away on vacation, I had you call your mother every day, maybe more than once a day. You were on vacation. You did call me once, but you didn't call me on Christmas, and you didn't even call me on my birthday. And I said, Juliette, this is the right thing to do. You got to call your father on his birthday, say happy birthday. I'm all alone up here. I'm not having any parties or anything, and trying to teach you what the right thing to do is. That's what I always was trying to do. All the time I saw you, I was just trying to teach you good manners and the right thing to do. We were on to something. I was very hopeful at that time that you would see a psychiatrist, you might get some medicine, and this quietness, this isolation, the anxiety would get better. But that's not what happened.